Going on? What's going on? How we doing, Seattle? Um, Real quick opening statements. I'll just go ahead and go through it. Duggan, 217, 2-1 as far as touchdown interception ratio. Um, Good performance, the one interception, he's a rookie. We understand that he's not this is by no means a finished product. This is by no means a finished product. This isn't the perfect performance by any stretch of the imagination. And you know, there are things to clean up, but the one performance, hey, it's not always going to be pretty. It's always not always going to be perfect. So we're going to let our guys grow in this role. He's the prime example of that, and I thought he played some really good, efficient football. Put us in spots. We gave him the keys to the offense. He was at the forefront, especially as we worked our way back to the game in the second quarter after a little bit of a slow start. But yeah, great performance by him. Quarterback rating 124.9. We like that. Walker, 17, 120, 2 touchdowns. Did have the fumble. We can't have that. Yeah, we was recovered, but and DK had a fumble also, 3 for 94 for Metcalf. The touchdown also really gave us a spark. And those are some of the minor things we just got to clean up as we go along. We would like to have just complete control of football at all times. Like when we're composing, and this is what we do. We don't shoot for, like we don't get happy if we're up 10, early in the first half, or we don't get spooked or terrified. We down 10 in the first half, because at the end of the day, the game is 60 minutes, and we show how we can come back, down the opponent's information, and then eventually we start landing our body blows, water in the basement. Eventually, it rises to the kitchen, and next thing you know, they drowning. So it is what it is. I already told you Metcalf, Smith and Jigba 138, 1 touchdown. Every time he touches it, he seems to score. So we got to get him more involved. But the touchdown and reception output right now is about as good as it can get. I mean, and we're going to find ways to incorporate him in this offense even more going forward. Fant, 467 type of production we need from the tight end. Stretch him over the top. He can go underneath. It doesn't really matter. The guy can make plays, and he was able to make a few today. Defense, interceptions. Witherspoon, first one. Joseph, and of course Diggs. Once again, QD. Great play, just manning a lot of the center of the defense, and those turnovers were key. We knew we were going to get them, and it's just a matter of coming down with them. We should have had a couple more, but hey, when you can kind of get your opponent out of there the way we did, especially in that second half, no complaints. And then everybody else in the defense flying around to the ball. Jamal's there, 8 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Bobby's there, he's making his presence known, 4 tackles. Diggs again, 5. And you got the other guys. Tariq made a great deflection. Recovery speed is at a premium with him. And overall, I thought it was a great victory. Credit the opponent. It finally beating them guys kind of completes the whole puzzle of beating every team in the league for myself, and that's something that I don't put low stock in. And this is the final piece, and it's just fitting. Shout out to King Griffey Jr. As you can see, this ain't no Mitchell and Ness, man. It's 1997. I'm new to Seattle to y'all, but I'm not new to Seattle, if you did what I'm saying. So shout out to Griffey Jr., the kid, man, my first favorite athlete of any sport, being the one in my home opener on retro night against that team to raise the 12 flag up for us. It was incredible. The atmosphere is incredible. And eventually we did enough to send our faithful home happy. And hey, it's 3-0, just means we're not going 2-15. So with that being said, I'll open it up. Oh, they started strong. Like, now, understand, like, they start strong. I mean, I think Detroit kind of started, they started pretty good against us last week also. And I've noticed a trend that we need to get cleaned up. But credit credit Carolina. I mean, came out. Of course, they don't have their starting quarterback, so we knew that we just had to kind of just let this thing play out a little bit, and eventually, what was ours would be ours, and that was the football. We knew we were gonna get our turnover. We knew we were gonna get our opportunity. So when we go down 10-0, the whole game's in front of us. I heard, I just couldn't help but hearing, I'm on the sideline now. This is with the headset on. I'm on the sideline, and I just couldn't help but hearing, a couple, just remarks, and not bad remarks, just like, media guys giving their take, saying we were under pressure, and how it's any given week, and it is any given week, but what pressure? Ain't no pressure. See, the only pressure is for these guys, for you guys to come up with a new narrative after I keep knocking your previous ones off the face of the earth. And we did that again today. 10-0, fine, okay, let's lock in. We know what he's going to do. They don't know what we come up with though. So let's play ball, because the game ain't 15 minutes, it's not 20, it's not 30, it's 60. And like I said, we want to make that as uncomfortable for the opponent as possible. And you could see through the latter 45 minutes of that game that they got pretty uncomfortable. We were able to get them up out of there. Oh man, Duggan is that was a mature game. That was a mature game from Duggan. Honestly, like, we're down. What's that? 10-0, and now don't get it twisted. I'm saying we completed the game, but there were moments where things could have changed. Like, I saw the interception, and again, it's just one of those things with a rookie. Those are growing pains. Those are growing pains. We get that same look 10 times. I think the other nine, he's going to make that completion. Just one got away from him a little bit, and credit their defense. They made us pay, and yeah, at that point, it's just like, okay, let's settle in now. Let's settle down. Like in a world full of um, microwave mentalities and I want it now and instantaneous gratification. We compose. We compose. I'm a composer at heart. We put it all together. You know, step by step. No matter how arduous or tedious it might be, we work with a long-sightedness. We're not short-sighted. We don't get worried when we're down multiple. And that's what he's here for. He's a starter. I mean, this franchise, for all intents and purposes, is his. We're not going to another quarterback for the foreseeable future. So, hey, let him work through it. He'll only be better for it, and we'll only be better for it. And you saw after that interception, he locked in, didn't he? And I put that ball right in his hands. And for it to be, retro night, that's just a nice little play. We got guys in Carolina that, of course I go back with them. And it's the whole retro thing is cool with me. Ain't no dig, ain't no shot. That's just us having fun. But I figured why not make a whole thing out of it? So we did, and then you saw that after that interception, to my point, that game started looking like one of them retro Carolina games. And it wasn't, any other quarterback besides Duggan that was back there orchestrating it all. It all ran through him. He made the right reads. We knew what was coming. And I think the scoreboard shows that at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough as far as just that traction, right? Because you can go about it one or two ways. You see 10-0 on the scoreboard. And again, like I said, like in a world where everybody wants to it's just instant everything. Like first quarter, like what sort of pressure is there in the first quarter? or the second. Understand I got everything in front of me. So when I got the ball back down 10-0, so okay, Max, let's go score, right? We're gonna stop them on defense. I ain't worried about that. They gonna throw us one sooner or later. It's only a matter of time. And then we're gonna capitalize off that, score again, and then we double up after the half and score again. And so when you have a long form view of what you are expecting to do each game. You have to understand, like, I don't be in the papers. Like, I don't read the paper too much, but I know it's being said. I know it's being said, and hey, what they gotta say now? You know what I mean? Because we proved that one, but it's only one, so we're happy. But there's more to be done. That's a very encouraging way. Those 3 quarters, some of the best 3 quarters that I could have foreseen us playing today. So I'm proud of that. And now they held up. I mean, I know early, we're kind of looking like protect from zero from Burns at all times. But surprisingly, didn't really see him rush us at all, especially like on passing downs. Didn't really see him even attempt to generate pressure. He was kind of just like playing in the back and being more like in the open if um for whatever reason. But Lulu got in. I think he had a sack or two. So yeah, that's something that again we have to clean up. Put the just run the right play at the right time. That's all it is. The right protection. As you can see, we're not going to go until we are ready to go. We're going to dictate what we do out here. It's not going to be a single player. It's not going to be the opponent at large. It's going to be us. This is our show. This is our competition. It's our time with the football. And when we're on defense, it's time to go get the football. So they did start strong, and they got a good team. I you know I keep my ear, hear my eyes on certain things around the league, and they're one of them. Just given the history, but yeah, I saw they're a turnover machine. They had 15 turnovers generated those first 2 weeks, but when you're not giving them the ball, that puts the onus on them. So it's like, okay, you up, in the first half, and they were really just holding the ball and just moving at a pace that was comfortable for them. So credit to them, but at the same time, you have to know the storm was coming. And the way we think, the way we operate, we know all it takes is one moment that can change the game for us. And you saw it last week at Detroit with Jamal in the pick six. You saw it this week with, like I said, the consecutive drives scoring the ball and just maneuvering the game into our favor. So we break our opponents down and we beat them up. So that's what we pride ourselves on. No, thankfully, no injuries coming out of this. I did see for their team that chart came out a little bit. I know at some point they were going to look to stretch the ball to chart, but when you have when you have a secondary like this, you got guys with these fresh legs like Spoon and Tariq, and then you got Quandre and Jamal holding down the back end, and even in the middle, man. Like we just got so much speed and so much. We're just aware. We're just an astute, aware, intelligent team, and you need intelligence to win football games. Now you want to go out and play Madden. You can pick a play. You can pick a play. You can pick some plays. You can do all that stuff. At the end of the day, man, it's all about smart, sound, intellectual football. Our acumen is among the best in this league. And so long as our mind drives us and not the latest trends on what plays are popping, what plays aren't, and the latest formations and the looks and all that, we just gonna play football. And we do that long enough, we're gonna be okay. So no fear, no worries over here. And I think for the next week, no narratives. How about that? Yeah, we would like to see more pressure being generated for sure. That's just something. There's a lot of guys in this team, and I'm giving a lot of guys opportunities. So I just want to see what our optimal lineups are going to be. I still don't know. It looks a little different every week. So I'm just putting guys in places, allowing them to play, and everything is going to be earned. We Nothing is given. Like every starter you see on that field, at some point they took the onus to get that role that they're in, and it's going to continue. We preach collective efforts, we over me, and that takes a 53-man group. So anybody can have their number called on at any point, and we expect them to come in and to not be the weakest link. You gotta be on board, you gotta be in tune, you gotta be ready to play when you hit that field. And I think, overall there are things we again can do better at. This is not like not the best performance, it's not the worst. But yeah, getting to the quarterback to create some pressure is top of mind for us. Securing the football is also top of mind, and we gotta get better in the defensive run game too, because it's not like us to allow this many yards. But ultimately, I guess the thing now, the narrative should be, to what you're asking, the narrative should be you get one free touchdown, and then you gotta work. And then you gotta work. And if you cannot work us, hey, hats off, right? But if you can't, and chances are you can't, then at some point it's going to get to be a long day or a long night. And we'll tuck them in, we'll put them away. That's what we did today. Nah, nothing really. No, hey man, one day at a time, one play at a time. We here. We show up. We play our opponents. Ain't nothing special. Every opponent has something in common with each of our opponents has something in common with each other. They're just an opponent. This is no different. You take the storyline out of it all, with Carolina being my first home game and all that stuff to try to make it juicy, and at the end of the day, X's and O's. And hey, you need guys to execute what you can run, and you need to give those guys something to run in the two-way street. And today, we like the traffic that occur on that street a whole lot. All right. Hey, Seattle, get together, man. Got a playoff push. Let's go get something in October. I'll be out at T-Mobile Stadium. Y'all know this T-Mobile Stadium. I call it Safeco, right? And we get to celebrate the win. I get to go and throw the first pitch tomorrow. So it's good to be able to do that after a victory, and we're going to enjoy it. And then we got a trip to MetLife, the Meadowlands, New York, New Jersey. So we're ready. We'll take it as it comes, and that's about it. 12s. I like it.